Mass discussion. Can't you see them dad boys are casting? Testing competition on their podcast mission. Never know what you get. It's chaotic precision. If you don't know, you better find out the dad pack. Are here to prove a point. We three kings just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. This show is thunder. Subscribe and tune in, and you're laughing to the very end. Don't turn your back on the dad pack. Don't turn your back on the dad pack.
Put the kids to bed, dad's home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the dad world order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. And with me, as always, the rest of this patriarch pack. We got the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Murphy.
Honk if you hear me. Let's go.
Yeah. And he is the perpetual mid-quarter and the two-time world record holder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bo Cephas.
Cowabunga, indeed. What's up, boys?
Howdy.
What's going on, man?
Got it.
Well, as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast. Tonight we have with us a returning guest. Had you on a couple times now. Once by yourself, once in former team. That shall remain nameless. The one and only Noah Gabriel. Sir, how the heck are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm not okay. I know you guys have like Tussle and all those guys, but am I like your actual kind of official three-peat guest?
No, there's a couple. Jake Christ has been on 3 times. A couple other guys.
Dang it.
Tussle's at 20-something. Yes.
Yeah. I know he's been on several times, which, by the way, like, I love the new outro. I'll give you guys credit. I've been bad. I don't watch every single episode lately. I mean, I try to watch when I can because, you know, you guys are on like right as training's letting out.
Right.
But yeah, I dig it. I was vibing to it.
We realize that, you know, every time we try to book an NWF talent, they're like, yeah, training and all.
That's this guy singing.
Yeah, that's my song.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, Tussle shot the footage, and then Cephas did the song and edited it all together.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well,
what's that?
No, go on.
No, I was just saying I'm the same way. I vibe to that song every time it comes on, and I hear it twice a week. So
I had to explain to somebody, and this is kind of in the same realm. I had explained to somebody, like, I guess NWO lore not too long ago, because I admittedly have a Wolfpack shirt,
Yes.
but I also have the black and white as well, and I think I wore them close to the. And they're like, "Oh, did you just wear that shirt?" I'm like, "No, well, technically they're two different." And then I had to like break down, like, one's kind of like part of the group, but they're not part of the group. And then I was like confusing myself. I was like, "Oh, yeah, I can see why they went downhill."
we transitioned to the red because originally Cephas was just going to be. Where were you going to be? Thursdays?
Yeah, I was going to be only on Thursdays. And then we started booking people for all kinds of shit.
And then he just was kind of on like 4 or 5 times in a row. And we're like, you just want to do this with us? Like, and it's been that ever since. I mean, we still got like the black and white shirts and stuff like that. We just tend to, I mean, we got the tattoos in red. So
yeah. Plus the Wolfpack was always had the cooler song.
Yeah.
That song's, that song's
And to me, like, I feel like Wolfpack like was always kind of cooler.
They're like,
dude,
I mean,
red face
Rebels
paint, Wolfpack sting.
Oh,
Dope.
my favorite WCW toy.
They were like the rebels of the rebels.
Yeah.
Oh, darling.
Mike, that's the best point. Like, they were like the NWO was fuck this shit, and then the Wolfpack was like, you guys are becoming too much, so we're gonna rebel against that. So.
Yep.
And then when I got to that part, it's like, but then there was the LWO, and those were all.
Yeah, but K Dog, in my opinion, K Dog is why I like the Wolfpack. I don't know. There's just something about that. Orale!
Oh, it's beautiful.
I loved. I didn't know what he was saying at the time. Now that I've learned a little bit of Spanish, I do. But at the time, I was just like, yes. I would scream what I thought he was saying with them on the TV. Whatever. Like, here we go. But it was that was cool stuff, man. That was what the cool people liked. What were they? What was his tag team name with Rey Mysterio? Filthy
Animals, right?
Filthy Animals, yeah. Filthy Animals.
Yeah.
Hootie hoo, yeah, man.
Damn. Dude, Conan had like that rolling like clothesline. It was always I always liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A somersault into a clothesline.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember if. I mean, we've had you on here a couple times. Did we ever ask you like what was there a moment or like a wrestler in particular that like made you a fan of wrestling?
You might have, but I'll kind of rehash it out, and I'll kind of so.
Roger Ruffin.
Roger Ruffin.
I saw him referee.
No. So wrestling to me has always kind of been around. The earliest memories I can think of was watching SmackDown with my dad at like 4 years old. The guys I can remember vividly at that time was like Angle, Booker T, and Van Dam. Like I'm that young. And then as I got older, I started appreciating it a little bit more. But those were still kind of my guys with the Booker T, the Kurt Angle, the Van Dam. Undertaker was big too for me. Undertaker's always been kind of a constant favorite through my fandom. And then I kind of fell off a little bit. And then I really started getting back into it when Punk, really pre-Pipe Bomb, I really started getting back into him with like the Straight Edge Society stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, and of course, then the Pipe Bomb kind of cemented him as probably my favorite, personal favorite of all time.
Nexus leader Punk?
I remember that being weird. I remember watching the turn, like not the turn, but like that transition live, and I was open to it because they also introduced, I think, like pre-Bray Wyatt to the group, and I think they put in Curtis Axel in the group at that time too. So like, I was open to it. Other than that, I can't really tell you much about the new Nexus either. But yeah, so Punk was kind of my established favorite, and I guess he's kind of the one that really cemented my fandom. But the one that really made me think that I could be a wrestler was actually, believe it or not, The Miz. And because right when I started getting into CM Punk was around the time The Miz was, I think he had the contract, and I think he just cashed in or something like that. And that's when they were doing all these big pieces on him for like the website and the YouTube and all that. And they were big on, he wasn't really a wrestler, and he worked really hard, and he overcame adversity. And there was something about that really resonated with me, because I never really was the super athlete. I never really was the like the guy. All my success, even in wrestling now, like I never was the first pick. I always had to work hard for my opportunities. I always felt like I had to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like, I'm trying to think of a name. It's escaping me, but I never was that guy where I showed up and Roger or Kat or whoever was like, we're going to strap the rocket to him. And just because of that, that always kind of, I can relate to him. And that's what made me think, if that guy can do it, then I can do it. So he was kind of one of the first guys that I can remember that really inspired me to wrestle. And then as I started once I signed up for Bone Crushers, and they were really harping on tape study, and they were kind of showing me who to watch and everything. That's when I really started watching like the 80s and the 90s wrestling. But then that's also where I found other indies and the Ring of Honor stuff, and that's where Nigel McGuinness stepped into my fandom, and that's where Danielson stepped in, and I found the early Punk stuff. That's really what kind of started the springing into different lanes, because I saw CM Punk, and that was a name that resonated. So then I kind of was like, oh, here's Samoa Joe, here's Aries, here's Styles. You know what I mean?
Dude, that early Samoa Joe, Danielson, McGuinness, Punk, ROH was unparalleled.
It's incredible.
Did I ever tell you guys my first experience with Danielson?
Mm-mm.
The first time
might have. I don't remember.
The first time I ever saw him, I was in San Antonio or Austin, Texas. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was TWA. It was Shawn Michaels' independent federation that he had going for a while. And the night that I went and saw Danielson for the first time, it was Danielson and Spanky, Brian Kendrick, and they won the TWA tag team titles from a team called the Board of Education, which was basically like a right to censor kind of gimmick.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I ever saw Bryan Danielson at all. He was young.
Yeah.
Clean shaven.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know if he could grow a beard yet. It was like 1999, 2000.
Oof.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a random Cephas story.
Oh, I love that. I love your random Cephas stories.
There's a old Danielson match that I found it on Twitter, but then I looked and found it but there's an old Danielson match from 2001 from Memphis where it's him and Regal. And this was back when Memphis was kind of like the developmental before OVW for WWE. And it's really, really, really good.
That's definitely something I might have to look up.
Mm-hmm.
So you said it was Regal and Danielson in Memphis?
Oh, yeah, 2001. Like 20 minutes. The match is like 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I'm typing it in right now.
That's what I'm doing.
Championship TV wrestling.
That sounds right. Does it look like an old gymnasium kind of, sort of?
Oh, yeah. Taped April 18th, 2001.
That sounds about right.
Golly, dude, Regal looks young.
Yeah, I think he just got released or something. No, well, or he was on his way back. I don't know. I don't remember the timeline on that.
I wish StreamYard was a little more, what's the word I'm looking for, integrated with like TikTok, because then we could just show the clip, because I found it on TikTok. But I definitely got
to just all watch it together, like a little watch along.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Dude, so that's something that we did it once and we want to do it more. We just got to find the time to do it.
Yep.
We did, what we do, Rumble 92.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We just watched the Rumble. Like, it's an hour-long Rumble, and we just, all click play at the same time and just watched it and, commented on it the whole time. It was a blast. And I definitely want to do that. And honestly, if you want to come on and do one with, like, stuff like this, that'd be so much fun. Just
me and a handful of other guys, a handful of the other NWF guys. I haven't done one because they do it so late at night, because those guys don't sleep. But they don't. But there's a group of us that'll do what you guys do. We'll all get like on a video call and we'll pick like a random pay-per-view. I think their most recent one was like a random No Mercy, like No Mercy 02 or something. And they'll just watch the whole thing, and we'll just kind of just hang out and just watch. We also have this thing called Shitty Wrestling Night, and where essentially we watch, and it's easy because either you watch a random 2000s Nitro or an early 90s WCW pay-per-view, but then we all, just get on fire, start drinking, and then eventually the night will turn into us just watching death matches or Mike Awesome matches. And that's when the night that's when we know it's coming to an end because we're starting to get on fire. We're like, he just killed my Master Tanaka. This is awesome.
Yeah, dude, I love just going back and watching just old stuff like that every once in a while. I'll catch myself doing it like on my lunch break at work. I'll just get on Peacock and go watch like, ECW, One Night Stand or, some shit like that. And I know it's a nostalgia thing, but also like, man, I watched One Night Stand. Sandman comes in and they play Enter Sandman, and I get goosebumps every fucking time.
Oh, it's great. It's so good.
Every time.
It's weird though how they keep that clip playing Sandman, but I just watched literally today at work. I watched WrestleMania 19, and when Hogan came out, they had like generic music over top of it. I'm like, what? I don't understand. Yeah, go watch WrestleMania 19 and him versus McMahon, and he's got weird music, and you can hear Voodoo Child behind because it was the time he came out to Hendrix. It was the
But so I wonder how that works because it's like.
So what they did was they literally created a song with the same exact bass line, and a very similar guitar riff, and they overlaid it on top of it and turned the other music down, played with the little audio functions. The commentary's still there, but what's crazy is the way they did it. You can still hear like the
it's there.
Yeah, so you can still hear Voodoo Child, but it's not Voodoo Child.
But it's like, obviously they paid for the rights back then. They don't still pay for them. But like, if it's a recorded thing, do they have to keep, because it's like a on-demand thing, do they have to renew the rights or they'll
I don't know,
I guess?
Because at that same WrestleMania, Limp Bizkit performed twice, and both of their performances are still on there.
I guess it depends if like the person whose music is on there is like gonna sue him for rights or not.
Hendrix is dead, pal.
Yeah, well, but his estate or whatever, I'm sure can.
I guess it just seems so weird to me. I literally was like in the middle of the wire, and I was like, "What? Whose music is that?" And then I looked over because I don't watch the pay-per-views at work. I just kind of have one earbud in, and I'll listen to the commentary of matches I like. And I was listening to that, like, who's coming out? It should be Hogan.
That's crazy. Yeah, and that's it, but like they got rid of Voodoo Child, but they play Metallica over and over and over again.
That's part of the reason why I can't stand to watch like old ECW pay-per-views anymore, because it's not the same watching RVD come out to whatever the hell they dubbed over. He's got to come out to Walk by Pantera. Nova's got to come out to Intergalactic. Kid Cash has got to come out to Kid Rock. Like, this isn't right.
Yeah, that'd be like anytime we see Fulton and his music isn't the Spice Girls Disturbed remix.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Anytime he's at a place where he has to use real music, I'm like, I'd rather have the indie song.
This isn't the same. The Tommy Dreamers is always the same. It's always some weird Man in the Box remix, and I think that's so funny. It's like Dreamer. Like every place he goes, it's like Man in the Box, but like they forget a note in the riff, so it's
there.
Yeah,
it's close enough.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that though. I'd love to go back and watch some old stuff with you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, first time around was a blast. I can't believe we haven't repeated it yet.
Honestly, we just haven't had the time. We've been so strapped with guests.
Time of doing it. Yeah. And
good problem.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get there eventually.
You guys are just behind the man.
We honestly, at this point, dude, you'd be surprised at some of the guests that we have on the cusp. And we're getting so crazy with good guests that we just literally took the day that we had left to like we were going to try to do like a recording of that kind of thing, and we just booked another guest on it. We're literally at this point where it's just like we don't have enough time to do what we want to do. Like, yeah,
and I feel like that's a good problem to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we're still having fun.
Yeah, we're starting to get some respect and some acknowledgement and some really cool guests, man. And like for example, I don't think we've publicly announced it, but for anyone that's listening, we're about to have the ring announcer for the Savannah Bananas. So he's coming on, and they just announced 2 nights of awesome shows at the Great American Ballpark. So they're going to come on and talk about and it's just like neat stuff like that. Like, Oh, all right. No one else is doing that, but we are.
That's pretty neat.
It is cool. But that's also cool with like that's like a guest that like you don't think of, and then when it's announced, it's like, oh, that is kind of neat. I do kind of want to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, that's why we've tried to differentiate ourselves, because I mean, there's 1.5 million wrestling podcasts out there, like, and that's just in the wrestling universe. There's so many more regular podcasts out there, whatever. So it's like, okay, we're in a niche. Well, let's be a weird off niche within a niche. Like, we'll still have wrestling talent and stuff like that, but let's also have this guy that announces for a super cool baseball team, and we're gonna have a guy on to talk about cryptids and shit, like just.
And we're about to have the CEO of a nationwide brand new drink company called Mom Water and Dad Water. And
I've heard of Mom Water.
Well, Dad Water is the same gimmick, but except it's basically White Claws for Dad. It's water with tequila. So it's like a White Claw with tequila in it. And he's coming on. We're going to discuss that and drink with him on the show. There's so many different things lined up for that. And like in the near future too, that it's just kind of like, all right, nobody can take that away from us.
Yeah.
Plus, too, like that expands the horizons for audiences too, because like you're not keeping yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, you know what I mean, but it's not like for the wrestling community it is what it is. There's positives and negatives, admittedly, but
in the wrestling community, every great character has to evolve a little bit, and I think the same thing works with the podcast. When we first started, we said that we were a wrestling podcast with a dad theme. Now I think we've kind of evolved to a dad theme or a dad podcast with a wrestling theme, maybe a wrestling addiction. Yeah.
I think we just found that like we liked conversations, and I mean we kind of like in those conversations we kind of acknowledge our nerdism, and that kind of leads to wanting to have these fun, interesting conversations with people that also maybe sharing in that nerd stuff per se.
Right, and I think that's kind of initially what like led me to like you guys. I mean, of course, Creed too. That helped a lot. That helped a lot.
I feel like we're just really good friends because I feel like we message each other every day. So, granted, it's just Creed.
The amount of reels that we get from you on Instagram is.
Well, Stevens don't even react to them, so I just stopped.
To be fair, brother, I get them twice. So I read them in DW and wrestling t-shirt
guy.
So I was getting double notifications.
We are all logged into the DW.
Oh well.
Yeah. So I was 100% reading them, my dude. I was just reading them through the DW.
Not just me anymore.
Yeah. All right.
Those do tend to be the highlight of my day. I'm like, I found another one. Is it going to be Creed or wrestling related? Let's see. And sometimes it's both.
Sometimes it is.
It's always enjoyable.
Yeah, sometimes it's just nonsense. That's fun.
No, hey, I send them to Titan too. I send them to a lot of people. There's like, I send them to Luke. I send them to a lot of people.
I think my favorite reels on there are like, I've been in a really weird niche lately where I just love insane nonsense reels. Like, you ever watch Joe Kappa videos?
Maybe.
So he does like really goofy animation and stuff and makes weird videos with them. I'll have to send. I know you guys will appreciate this one. He like animates like the Scooby-Doo cast, but like does it in a really weird way, and they're all like out in the field smoking weed, and it's funny as shit. I'll have to send you a couple of them. They're absolute nonsense.
Big rig, offensive animations
all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what did I just watch? Like, you're welcome.
Oh, see my picker?
Yes. Like that, yes. The internet warped us at a weird time. We were all on that stage. We're within 10 years or so of each other, but we were all on the stage where we figured out what the internet was when it came out. You know what I mean? So we were at a weird stage of the development of the internet. So we saw it for when it was raw. You know what I mean? Like, you Google certain things now, safe search is on. There was no safe search before.
Yeah. and just to think how much more it's gonna expand in 10 and even 10 more years. You know what I mean?
I'm waiting for Ready Player One, dude. Sign me up.
Yep.
My VR that I just got for my PS5 is dope, but it's not dope enough.
Yeah.
I want to
Oh,
be.
dude. Oh, I'm thinking the other way. I'm thinking like we're gonna get Terminators within full-fledged Terminators inside 100 years, dude.
I know. Here we are, just loving all this AI stuff, and it's like, has nobody heard of John Connor here at all?
I mean,
There's actually a company named Skynet. Just saying.
Oh my god.
Just let Skynet take over.
dude,
Whatever.
it's gonna be wild when that happens. Absolute wild.
Instead of
Yeah.
Skynet, it's Elon Musk.
Yeah, this Skynet is a Skynet robotic telescope network. It's a legitimate company.
That's awful.
And
They should
they-
immediately shut that place down just in case. I mean, we got AI and we got Skynet. This can't
Yeah.
be good, guys.
That'd be like somebody opening up a lab in Raccoon City. Like, no,
No.
Don't do that.
umbrella.
Is that a real Raccoon City? There's gotta be one. There's gotta be a real one somewhere.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good.
Dude, I'll tell you what, you mentioned Ready Player One. That's one of my favorite.
Hold on. Before he Googles it, let's all guess what state it's in.
Raccoon City.
I say Missouri.
What-
That's
Bro, did you Google this?
No.
Raccoon City is technically not based on any real city, but the best guess is Springfield, Missouri.
Hey.
It's located in Arklay County, an isolated mountain county in Midwestern United States, but is believed to be based off of Springfield, Missouri. So I think
That's
Yeah, I would guess Georgia. Just because Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
dude. I'll tell you what though, I am ready for Ready Player One levels.
Oh, yeah.
I love that book so much. I re-listen to it at work all the time because like I'll just pop an audiobook on. It's so good, narrated by Will Wheaton. It's amazing.
You've heard the second one, right?
Oh yeah, second one's great.
Okay, I was about to say you better have read that one too.
Oh yeah, the first one just it's so good. But
Every
the second
single
one's good,
book
too.
by Ernest Cline is great. He has another book called Armada that
Yeah.
is about video games, and it is tremendous.
So,
Yeah.
see if I got it real quick. What'd you end up thinking of Jason Segel's trilogy?
I thought it was great. I thought that it got a little that episode of Family Guy where Brian stays up all night on cocaine and develops the whole series of stuff? That's what it felt like at the end.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
felt like Jason Segel was like at the end of a cocaine binge.
It had no idea what the fuck he was talking.
He had no idea how he was going to wrap his story up. For those who are unaware, Jason Segel of How I Met Your Mother fame, he plays Marshall, wrote a 3-part trilogy, obviously 3-part trilogy, whatever, a trilogy about basically a VR game world that is like fully immersive, essentially.
Okay.
Long story short, there's clearly a bunch of other shit, but we went into it fairly excited, because we looking for new books all the time. And like I said, it literally felt like at the end, I felt like, did I just read the fucking ramblings of a coke binge? Like, what is
Like the first book was really good. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for the second one. And
Yeah.
then like halfway through the second one, I was like, okay,
Okay.
all right. And then the third one was just like, sure,
Okay.
sure.
Sure.
That's
It literally was
that's
like
the way to wrap it up.
it was like eating lasagna, but every time you take a bite, there's still more lasagna underneath. And you're like, when the fuck is this lasagna gonna end? How deep is this plate?
It kept getting deeper levels. It's just like, okay, it was like Inception and video games meet. It was weird.
God.
It was definitely weird.
I
I
would
mean,
have.
it's worth a read / listen, but yeah.
And that's the thing. I was literally thinking to myself too, because we had meant to talk about this. If I would have been
Wasn't meant to be.
Cephas is dead. He's gone, everybody.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
Anyways, like I said, if I would have been reading them physically, I would have put them up. I would have been like,
Yeah, for sure. I would have put him down. But that's the thing. Jason Segel narrated the whole thing. So it's
Yeah.
like I had to keep listening.
Marshall telling you a story.
But it would have been, I feel like it would have been hard to follow physically reading.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially in the middle of that second book.
Yeah. Middle of the second book gets like, okay, sure.
That's Benji. I don't even, literally, it makes me want to like fucking buy you guys the audio copies just so you can live through this weird hell that we did.
Yeah.
I am good.
I mean, it was like his first series,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
And I will say that overall, after listening to all three, 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, like it was a very good concept. I just don't know if he knew how to. I think he started it and then he was like, "Fuck,
how do I end this?"
Like, wait a minute, I was on a show that didn't know how to end either.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking fuck this one up too.
Type that into an AI app.
Dude,
how much water do you drink a day, Noah?
So I've been going good for a little bit. I've been doing 1.5 gallons. I just killed the first gallon, so I'm kind of back there.
I do at minimum 128 ounces a day. I fill up my 64-ounce jug twice, and that is I roll with that at least. Sometimes I get a little more crazier than that, but I just can't handle peeing that much. It just drives me crazy.
Dude, that's me, dude. Thankfully, with where I work, like the bathroom's like right in close vicinity.
Yeah,
but it's just frustrating. Like I have to go pee at least 10 times an hour, and it's just like.
I'll tell you what, though, the amount of water I drink a day, though, if I, happen to get like busy at work and I don't drink for like water for like a couple hours, I feel so fucking dehydrated. And like, I'm really not because I drink so much water, but like, I'm so used to drinking it all the time that if I don't for an extended period, I'm just like, fuck, I need water so bad.
Well, I really started the whole water thing recently because I've been having a lot of big matches coming up recently, and I've wanted to really perform and look good. I've kind of gone a little more serious with the gym stuff and the training. Like, go to the gym, kid. And which I guess I'll segue. I'll segue into the plug part. This Saturday, I'm in a fatal 4-way cage match for the NWF title. It's me versus Jeremiah versus Jesse Hyde versus Pompano Joe. And then in 2 weeks, I have the Halloween Massacre match against the Swinger at what was formerly known as Hits Indoor Baseball in Covington, Kentucky, but they got new management, and now it's called the Kentucky Fieldhouse. It's the same place, just a different name.
So continuing on there?
To my knowledge, yeah. They still got to work out. I think they still got to do some renovations. So I think when that happens, we're going to kind of hold off there for a couple months. I think we have like a I don't know. I don't want to tell you false information.
What are they trying to turn it into? Are they trying to move away from the indoor batting cages type thing?
I don't know. It's still going to be an event center, but I think it's still going to be baseball something. I just don't know what. I talked to a couple of the owners because the owners is like essentially a family, and they're kind of like. I don't know when the last time any of y'all were there, but they took down all those like big banners that were up against the wall.
Oh, really? Okay.
They took down I don't know if you remember, but when you would walk in and like you would turn to the right and like right behind where the girls would sell the tickets, like they had all those lockers behind that cage. That's all cleared out. Instead of going like in and then to the left, you go all the way straight. Like they did, they did some stuff, and it looks weird kind of because essentially they gutted it out, like all the nets and stuff are down and everything.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but I think it's going to end up being really, really cool, and especially with the upcoming event called Spooktacular at the Fieldhouse. It's the Massacre match, which again is like an anything goes, hardcore Swinger and I are going to kill each other type of thing.
Love that.
We have Wildcat Chris Harris defending the Tri-State title against James Cross. Dakota Wolf and Beck Reeves extended time limit, and those two last time tore it down, man. Tore it down. Big Mama defends in a triple threat against Riley and Ella. So it's gonna be a good one.
Is the Lariat on the card?
I don't know. As of right now, I don't know. And I think he should be because he's my cowboy pal.
Yeah.
Hey, he's our cowboy pal, buddy.
Dude, the Lariat should be on every single poster. The Lariat should be right by me and on every single poster.
Maybe
it's a tragedy.
Maybe you should lobby for that. You got a chance this weekend, or you said it's this weekend, right? That you got this cage match, right?
Yeah.
Do you realize that there's a lot of history with Jesse Hyde, Jeremiah, and Pompano Joe? I've watched those guys wrestle each other 20 years ago. So my thought process is you should easily be able to win this championship. And they're going to be distracted with each other and all the bullshit beef and all the nonsense.
Well, here's the way I see it. Because statistically speaking, I've pinned Jesse Hyde, I've pinned Pompano Joe, and I've pinned Jeremiah, all on separate occasions.
I mean,
cage or not. Plus, like you said, those three guys know each other better than anybody because of 20 years. They only know me a fraction of the time that they've known each other.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to have that Rorschach mentality. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
They got to play us. Who they?
Exactly.
No, I'm very, very, very confident that next time, if I'm allowed back on, next time you see me, I'm going to be NWF Heavyweight Champion.
Buddy, you win that title, you're getting on here immediately.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how excited we would be for you?
Dude, I won't lie to you. I was scared when I found out it was going to be a cage because this is my first ever cage match too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But then I got to thinking, like I said, I pinned all three of them on separate occasions. What's not to say, Pompano doesn't even have to be pinned. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Is escape count in this match? Because if escape counts, just let them start getting into it, and then you just get the hell out of there.
Right out. And no.
I'm not gonna lie. I always thought that was the dumbest finish to a fucking match ever.
Escaping the cage?
Just let me just get out of here. No, it was stupid.
How are you gonna slam the door in somebody's face if they're not trying to escape?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it works sometimes.
I always liked when the heel did shit like that with the Rumble, for example. Like they just go hide underneath the ring, enter at number 3, wait till 30, came out, and then get out from underneath the ring.
Oh yeah, they're still in that.
Yeah, that's.
Were you Noah? Were you never in Thunderdome? Does that not count as a cage match?
I was never in Thunderdome, and I'm hoping if I win, I can carry it all the way to Thunderdome, win that Thunderdome, so I'll be in 2 cage matches.
When you win.
When I win.
Exactly.
When I win. Absolutely right.
I mean, just the growth, man, and the amount of time that we've known you, to see you go from kind of this young, fresh face tag team guy to, now being in the mix for the big championship, man. It's really impressive. And you gotta say, man, the dads are proud of you.
Thanks guys. That means a lot. No, it goes back to what I was saying. Like, I really feel like everything I've had, I've earned. I didn't. And also too, you got to think, I started out this year in a freaking diaper, man.
That you did.
I mean, talk about being inspired by The Miz. I feel like, that's kind of like the proverbial shit sandwich you got to eat. You know what I mean? Just to carry on and keep going and carrying on the stories. But
also too, I started out this year in a diaper. Now second half of the year, I'm in possibly the biggest match of the NWF of this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think that's a testament to my work ethic and just trying to make the best out of everything. Like how don't take yourself seriously, but don't always take everything as if. And if I had to give, I mean, I'm not the one to be giving advice. I'm still learning myself, but I guess kind of one of those intuition, like I'm teaching myself moments is always take what they give you, run with it, make it the best you can, and either you'll be rewarded or they'll trust you with something even better that you can run with.
Yep.
Well, that's,
Exactly. Just showing that the moment's not too big for you.
Right. And the best reward will be becoming NWF Heavyweight Champion, which I'm clearly going to be.
regardless
Absolutely.
of all the story and everything that's led there, when you really sit back and look at it from just a company standpoint, Roger has hit 3 of his guys who he's known for forever and have been wrestling with him forever, and he's got 1 new guy, right? Not that you're new, but you know what I mean, new in the grand scheme.
Right.
And he puts together a 4-way with those 3 that he knows he can rely on, and he pulls you in for a reason, man. There, you know what I mean? It's not like you definitely did. You earned this shit. Is what I'm saying. I guess.
Nah, and I appreciate that. And even with the massacre match too, with Swinger, like I feel like even without the cage, like I still feel like that's still kind of the same sentiment. Like it's a big match that we hold every year, and usually that's reserved for guys like Russ or Pompano or
Yeah.
those guys. But he's pulled me into this, and he's like, "Listen, you are going to be my big highlight marquee match. I want you and Swinger to go out there and kill each other, and I'm gonna just destroy Swinger. I'm gonna kick him so hard in the dick, man."
Hit him with the dick kick.
But it's true. Like I started out this year in a diaper. Do you know how many times I chafed in that thing? Like I'm not even.
God, I can only imagine.
Carried it well, sir. You carried it well.
I tried, man. I tried.
I knew as soon as I made that match, you were going to be in that diaper.
Penny said that's probably he said I could win the belt next week, and that would still not hold a candle to the satisfaction I got putting you in a diaper. And then Chris Demas was like, "Well, I made him kiss a foot," and it's like, "Shut up, Chris! Like nobody asked you, man."
When you win the belt, you should just come out with the diaper on, wearing the belt.
I don't even know where that diaper is now, man. I gave it to somebody.
Did you autograph it?
Mm-mm.
What?
Dude, there was kids at.
I would have hung that on the shelf, bro.
There was kids. I don't remember which Fairfield. It was one of the earlier ones. It was either the one where I got the diaper off, or it was the one before it. But there was kids coming up to me and like handing me diapers to sign them. Swear to God, dude.
That's where you're like, God damn it! I think I need to drop these diapers.
Or I don't know if you've seen the signs, and this was actually the moment where I knew the diaper thing was working. If I can go a little behind the scenes a little bit, that's when I knew the diaper thing was working. Is because the diaper match happened. I walk out and there's just easily 30 signs out in the crowd of like little like fan shaped signs of my face with a frowny Snapchat filter on it and Crybaby Noah across all of them.
Yeah.
And there's 30 of them. And they're all in my face. And I look out and I'm like, oh, this is working. And that was a cool feeling too, because it's like I made these people feel something that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, that's heat.
Yeah.
So, let's take a look at this graphic real quick, because I gotta say, man, look how fucking handsome. Look at you there. Oh, damn.
He's just talking about Jeremiah.
Also, why the fuck is Pompano's tongue out? What the fuck is
It's always out, dude. It's always out.
this is an odd
Who
picture.
is this a Lariat production graphic
It
here?
is actually Denver Drake. I have to give credit where
Really?
credit is due.
Oh,
Dude,
Denver Drake.
looks
Denver
good.
Drake. Denver Drake has stepped up and has done a lot of our. He did all the Sizzler stuff. He's done. He did that one. He's done all the Fall Frenzy stuff. He's done a lot of stuff. He actually did the. I don't know if you've seen it. He did the recap video for the cage not too long ago. That was all him.
That's awesome.
He's I gotta give credit where credit is due. He's done some great work. And it's a thankless job, and it's not a job that people, but shout out to Denver. He's done great.
beautiful work. I can appreciate that for
I
sure.
was just about to say Mike. Mike knows all about that, man. He's officially our graphic guy for a lot of shit. We try to help him where we can, but Eric and I are still on training wheels. This sumbitch is riding a unicycle. So,
I
Yeah.
enjoy it, so it's
Yeah.
part of this whole
honestly,
gimmick
I'm
that I love.
in the cart behind Cephas's training wheel bike. I don't even fucking attempt it anymore.
we try to attempt sometimes, and then Mike will be like, "God damn it, give it to me." I'll fix it. Sorry, Mac, we tried.
Fix it in the car if I fix it.
But also kind of more on that card. Not only is there going to be a cage, there's also going to be a 20-man rumble too
Ah,
Ooh.
for the Tri-State Championship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Cat's defending his belt in a 20-man rumble.
Whew.
So a rumble and a cage, and three more matches.
man.
Yeah.
20-man rumble.
20. I was about to say, I'm gonna see if I can find the
I say,
list here.
yeah. Are they bringing in like per se outside talent for that? Because I mean that's.
I don't know. I'm just been focused on my cage, dude.
Yeah,
yeah.
the best way to be.
Yeah, I'm just focused on my cage. And then there's that. There's AJ versus Luke Larson. And if AJ wins, he gets a match with Nate the Snake Pelly, which is Luke's manager.
I was just about to say Luke is on the.
Yeah, and you also have Mr. Reality Check versus the Swinger. And then just announced on Bustin' Loose, it's the Axis of Power. Oh, yeah, there's the poster right there. It's not on the poster, but then they announced Naturally Chill, which is Wesley Thomas and Jaeger Wood. A couple of
Those guys are so fun.
they're sure.
Sure.
And then you also have the Axis of Power, which is Axel Thorne and Jack Phoenix. They're kind of James Cross's lackeys.
Mm.
Man, I don't think it's my birthday weekend, so I can't 100% promise that I will be there because of my wife may have some kind of special thing ready for me or whatnot. But I'm gonna tell you this much: if not, my ass will be there. It's just a few blocks from my house. I gotta be there. Gotta be that sign in the crowd saying "Go Noah, go." Everybody else gonna be booing you.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. There was a couple people that was chanting "Cheat Noah, cheat," and I was like, "It's a no DQ match. How can I cheat?" Kind of hard to do that.
You'd really have to fuck some shit up to cheat in a no DQ match.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
But tickets for that event are on nwfwrestling.com/events. Doors open at 5. Bell is at 6. It is an outdoor event, so that's why it's kind of an early bell time.
It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend, so be a good good weekend to check it out.
I was scared it was going to be cold because I remember last year the October Fairfield it was cold, and like all the boys were like huddled up in hoodies, and Kat was yelling at everybody like, "Don't go out there in hoodies. You look like a superstar." And it's like, but it's cold, man. Like you go out there and wrestle.
You don't know cold, kid.
Yeah. Like, all right.
Fall Frenzy. There is no list of who is on the 20-man gauntlet battle royal.
None.
I know DC's in it. I know Beck Reeves is in it. I think both blondes are in it.
Chiron.
I don't know if Chiron's in it.
What about Bean?
Psycho Sam.
Oh, dude.
Walking Whoa.
Walking Wall, dude. If Psycho Sam is in the Rumble, everybody's getting eliminated. That man, especially if he has a trash can in his hand, dude, run the other way. That man, I've seen clips of that man just take wicked headshots with a trash can, but like the trash can shot with like to his face would send him over the top rope, dude. It gnarly. There's times where I wish like in his prime Sam would wrestle like a Mance Warner or John Wayne Murdoch or like that's my dream one is a John Wayne versus Psycho Sam. But like there's the other ones that I'm like, damn, like if only they were around like 30 years sooner.
Yep.
But I digress.
Well, we got a heck of a show brewing for this weekend, man. I'm excited for it. We've pre-recorded this episode, so we're my birthday is the actual day this Thursday, so we took the day off, so I'm gonna have the day off tomorrow.
So I mean, technically, this is showing on your birthday. So
yeah,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dude.
I'm all old and shit.
You're older than fuck.
Yep.
So you know what means? I'm not fucked.
He's so old. He was Moses's lab partner in high school.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
Funny fact: Moses didn't make it out of 6th grade, so eat a dick.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible. Look it up.
So what you when you win that championship this Saturday, you still going to Wings and Rings?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I might get all those free shots that those fans will buy me. I mean, if that happens, then absolutely.
Let's tell you this much: if you end up winning, that there's going to be for sure shots there. Even if I have to,
you gotta have somebody walking in behind you with the Bluetooth speaker, just playing "My Sacrifice."
They have touch tunes at that Wings and Rings, so I can just
yes.
I'll just load that sucker up, dude.
Touch Tunes take over.
After Halloween, my album will be on Touch Tunes. I can't wait to do that to people.
Really?
Yeah, we paid all the extra for all that shit. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yep, it's gonna be a fun one.
Well,
boy,
we got anything else before we head out of here?
Make sure you're tuning in to my good old buddy, my ex-co-host from that Shirts and Stuff podcast I did for a while, has a new NFL podcast that he's doing with some cat person. So make sure you tune in to the Lucha Bengal podcast as well.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Tune in. Heard that Lucha Bengal's bit of a wild card.
Yeah, I haven't got the chance to meet him, but he uses my studio, so I think today I might actually get a chance to actually get to meet him. But he uses the studio. Justin and him set it up, but
that darn cat.
Yeah, fucking cat people. You know,
Is he paying you for studio time?
He's supposed to be, but I've not seen a dime of it yet. But I've seen a lot of bits of string, so I don't know if he thinks that that's what I accept as payment. I don't know.
You're not Lindsay Dorado, dude.
No, but I like Lindsay. That's the thing. Maybe I should introduce, Lindsay and Lucha. That'd be
I think so.
Cool thing,
yeah.
Anyways, I digress.
Well, Noah, you got anything before we head out of here, bud?
No. Check out Fall Frenzy, October 12th, Swine City Brewing in Fairfield, Ohio. There's all the information right here. Doors open at 5, bells at 6. Get your tickets at nwfwrestling.com. See me. Oh, there I am, right? Dude, this is so...
Opposite.
Cage match, there we go. Thank you. Oh, cage match. There I am. I'm going to win.
Here, we'll make it easier.
Thank you. I'm going to win.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, unless I get surprised with something to do, I'm going to be there in the crowd yelling at you, so...
Future
yeah.
NWA Heavyweight Champion.
Hell yeah,
Just go
dude.
ahead and Photoshop me with the belt on. That could be the thumbnail.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. All the clickbait.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as always, we've been the DWO podcast. I am Big Rig Eric Maffey. He is Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Boo Cephas. And he is soon to be NWF Heavyweight Champion, Noah Gabriel. You heard it here first. DWO podcast it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. As always, check us out on all the socials at DWO_podcast, Facebook at the DWO podcast, TikTok at DWO_pod. Excuse me. Like, subscribe, listen, follow, get that dad merch at Pro Wrestling Tees and T Public, or message us directly. We can ship it to you. So, Noah, thanks again for coming on, dude. We're gonna have to do this way more often. And
Absolutely.
yeah, till next time. Top dads out.